So hello everyone, my name is Zhanar. Today we will look at some modal verbs in the past. Some students may struggle with learning the structure of the past modal verbs, but if you master it, you will be able to level up your skills in English and it will give you more freedom of expression. For instance, you were able to formulate deductions, imagine different results for a past event, and express your regret about something you did or didn't. With more ease and fluence if you learn how to use modal verbs properly in the past. So the question is, how do we use modal verbs in the past? The structure is pretty simple. Use modal verbs followed by have and the past participle of the verb. For example, could, might, should plus have and the past participle. So you're going to learn different ways you can use modal verbs in the past. For example, you can use when you're talking about possibility, when you express an regret, when you make a recommendation or criticism, when you elaborate on deductions. Start with using modal to talk about possibility in the past. This is the most frequent use of modal verbs in the past to talk about past situations that were possible but did not happen to certain reasons. What does it mean? We use could, might, would plus have to talk about a situation in the past that didn't go as expected. The first one is would have. Would have is mostly found in conditional clauses and it conveys the meaning of past possibilities and unreal outcomes. For example, if I had left earlier, I would have made it to the meeting, which means I didn't leave earlier, so I was late for the next meeting. We all have been in situations in where we wanted to do something, but for some reasons we didn't or we couldn't. Would have is a perfect fit for these situations. For example, I would have called you earlier, but my phone died. Which means I had the intention to call you, but my battery went flat. Also, I would have arrived earlier, but I missed the bus.
If I knew I was going to win, I would have bet on myself.
And if we would have got picked up, it would have worked in a gimmick where every show...
7. With that pot you just dumped on that fucking V-neck sweater, we would have had 10.
So let's move on to models in the past. Second one, could have. As with the first alternative, could have helped us to talk about something that was possible in the past but didn't happen. So you may ask yourself, what's the difference between could have and would have? With could have, the speaker has a chance to do something, but voluntarily decide not to. For example, I could have ignored his calls, but I decided to give him a second chance. And also, she could have traveled to Europe with her family, but she got a summer job instead.
I could have put a bullet straight down your ear just now, if I hadn't got my revolver all wet and useless.
No, I had a job in a defense plant. I could have taken a deferment, but that ain't right.
We could have worked something out, but you've blown that.
So let's move on to models in the past. Might have. Might have is a good alternative in conditional clauses when you want to consider different possibilities in the past. For example, if I hadn't planned this party last minute, more people might have turned out, which is possible. So we are speculating on different outcome based on hypothetical condition. Could and might are often but not always similar. For example, he could have taken the bus to get home. We don't know for sure if it's possible. And also, he could have taken the bus to get home, which means he had the ability to take the bus, but chose not to do it.
I altered a couple of the phrases in some of the more impressionistic letters, but I'm not much of a poet, so I think I might have messed them up a bit.
For all the things you've done, for the things you might have done, and for the only thing you have left.
I thought maybe if she would just let me pick the makeout music once in a while, we might have a chance.
So let's move on to using models to express regret about the past. Model in the past should have. How often do you wish you had done something that you didn't? To show, to express it, you can use I should have invited him to my party. I feel bad about not telling him. If you notice, the tone is that of regret, you think of the situation as a mistake. For example, I should have stayed home and studied for the exam.
I should have been more supportive
And I just should have been behind her more.
Maybe we should have sat around Monroe section.
Would you like some coffee? Which one?
So let's talk about using models to make recommendation or criticism about the past. In the language, original meaning should have sounds as you are giving advice to someone. For example, she should have listened to the doctor when he told her to rest. Naturally, a piece of advice about the past is pointless unless we change in the future. So if you're annoyed with your friend's behavior, we recommend you to use this structure. For example, you could have texted me if you were running late. But if you want to express your opinion more strongly, this is a good choice. You should have worn my clothes without asking me in the first place.
I don't know what I would have said, but she should have asked me.
I am sorry, Martinez, but if you didn't want me to go through your stuff, you shouldn't have left me for dead on a desolate planet.
Let's move on to using models to elaborate on past deductions. In this we use must have. If you want to express something about the past with certainty, must have is your choice. He must have left work already, it's 7 p.m. The reason we're certain is that we have evidence or information to support our statement. Hence the strong meaning conveyed is no other explanation is possible. For example, she must have worked hard to get the promotion. We know that it's based on what we know about her, that she worked hard.
He must have pieced it together from clues scattered through the whole history of the Grail quest.
So let's move on to models in the past, might have. When we are using might or might have, we're making a guess about the situation. For example, I might have left the car case at the restaurant. It's probable, but we don't know for sure if I left or not. So the second was, how you heard from Tom? He didn't show up today, which means he might have overslept. We don't know about it. So in this example, we inform possible reasons or explanation, but we are not certain. For example, the technician might have come when we were out. We don't know for sure.
It's what's told Coleman he might have been a getaway pilot for Oswald.
What getaway? Find out. He might have hacked his family to pieces with a hatchet or something.
And model in the past should have is also used when something is supposed to happen if everything went as planned. But since you are not 100% sure, we decide to use a tentative expression instead of past simple or present perfect. For example, his plan should have landed by now, an assumption based on the airline schedule, but we don't know if it landed or not. So, the second one, I should have received the wedding invitation already. They sent it out months ago.
Let's go. You should have done that 10 minutes ago.
Thank you for watching. I hope that this video about modal verbs in the past really helped you, and I hope that you find something useful.